Imagine walking into a room and people pause. They look at you not just because of how you look, but because of what you carry inside. Calm, strength, control. They don't just notice you. They respect you. They listen. And quietly, they start to give you priority. This isn't magic. It's mindset. It's psychology. And it's ancient wisdom, Stoicism. Today, I'm giving you 10 powerful psychological strategies. Use them with intention, and you'll become the kind of person that people value, seek out, and prioritize. Let's begin. 1. Don't chase, let them come. If you don't claim your space in this world, someone else will fill it for you. Too often men shrink themselves. They stay quiet to avoid conflict. They downplay their strengths to keep others comfortable. They settle for being background characters in rooms they're meant to lead. But here's the truth. Respect begins where self-respect lives. Commanding your space doesn't mean being loud. It doesn't mean dominating others. It means standing tall, clear, and certain in who you are and what you value. When you enter a room, don't fidget, apologize, or explain yourself. Let your stillness speak louder than noise. Let your eye contact say, "I know who I am." Let your energy remind people, "I don't chase places, I belong here." And if you're in places where your worth is ignored or mocked, don't argue, don't beg, leave. Your environment either sharpens your power or slowly steals it. So be mindful where you give your time, your loyalty, your presence. You can't always control how others treat you, but you can control how you treat yourself. And when people see that, they rise or fall in response. Remember this: you are the lead in your story, not the extra, not the backup, not the afterthought. So speak when it's needed, walk with intention, and carry yourself like a man who knows he belongs. Because when you stop waiting to be chosen and start choosing yourself, the world notices, and they begin to treat you accordingly. 2. Speak less, mean more. If your happiness depends on someone else, you're handing them a remote control to your peace. And the truth is, people change, feelings shift, plans fall apart. So if your joy is built on their presence, their praise, or their approval, you're always one bad day away from collapse. Forge your own joy, not the joy that needs permission, not the kind that waits for someone to check in, the kind that lives inside your routine, your values, your personal growth. A man who can generate his own peace becomes powerful, because no one can take from him what they didn't give. Wake up early, make your bed, train your body, read something meaningful, build something that matters 7 if no one's clapping. That kind of quiet joy, that's untouchable, that's attractive, because people are naturally drawn to the man who doesn't need anyone to feel full, yet treats others with kindness, not dependency. This isn't about isolating yourself. It's about becoming complete within yourself, so that when someone joins your life, it's not to fill a hole, it's to share something whole. So stop waiting on someone else to make you happy. Start making yourself proud instead. And remember, the man who can sit alone in silence and still smile with peace, that man doesn't chase attention. He commands respect. 3. Master the power of walking away. Here's one of the most overlooked truths in human psychology. The more available you are, the easier it is to be overlooked. We live in a world where everyone is constantly online, constantly replying, constantly showing up. And because of that, presence has lost its power. But here's the secret. Presence only matters when absence has been felt. If you're always around, always saying yes, always one call away. You become familiar, and what's familiar often fades into the background. Instead, pull back with purpose, not to manipulate, not to play games, but to protect your energy, sharpen your focus, and reclaim your worth. Discipline yourself to be less accessible. Spend more time building your world than reacting to everyone else's. When you disappear for a while to grow, to think, to evolve, you stop being part of the noise. You become the silence they notice. Let your absence create awareness. Let your distance create desire. Let your silence teach them to value your words. And when you do reappear, don't just show up casually. Let your presence feel intentional, strong, clear. Because now, your presence carries weight. It's not expected, it's appreciated. Remember, gold is valuable not just because of what it is, but because it's rare. So don't spread yourself thin trying to be everywhere for everyone. Be selective. Be focused. Be powerful in your silence, and even more powerful in your return. Because when you're not always seen, you're remembered. And that's the kind of presence that truly commands respect. 4. Become the calm in the storm. People lose interest when you make them your whole world. When your energy constantly revolves around theirs, you stop being mysterious. You stop being magnetic. You become predictable, safe, easy to overlook. That's the danger of putting someone at your center. You end up losing your own gravity. Now flip it. What if you became the center of your own orbit? What if you stopped chasing and started building a life so rich, so full, so focused, that people naturally felt pulled into it? That's real attraction, not by force, but by presence. Let your goals be your gravity. Let your peace, your purpose, your discipline draw people in without you ever having to ask for it. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to ignore people or act too cool. Just live a life that's bigger than waiting on their attention. Post less, live more. Prove less, improve more. Respond less, evolve more. When you're fully locked into your own journey, people notice. Not because you chased them, but because you stopped orbiting and started ascending. That shift is powerful, because now they're not the sun. You are. You've got your own light, your own direction, your own rhythm. And when someone enters your world, they don't feel like they're being pursued. They feel like they're being invited into something meaningful. So stay grounded in your orbit. Be the gravity, not the satellite. When your life has depth and momentum, you don't need to command attention. You command respect. 5. Never beg for a seat, build the table. One of the strongest moves you'll ever make is the ability to step back. Not out of anger, not out of fear, but out of self-respect. Too many people stay stuck in situations, jobs, relationships, conversations, because they're afraid of what happens if they walk away. But here's the truth. If something requires you to lose yourself in order to keep it, it's already costing you too much. Step back from one-sided connections, from people who don't value your presence until it's gone, from conversations that go nowhere, from environments that drain your soul. This doesn't mean you've given up. It means you've grown up, because the man who can walk away is the man who doesn't need approval to feel complete. When you hold the power to step back, you send a silent message. I don't chase, I choose. And sometimes, the very moment you stop chasing, others start realizing what they're about to lose. They finally see the value you brought, the energy you carried, the peace you created just by being there. And if they don't see it, That's your answer too. Stepping back gives you something chasing never will: clarity. And in that clarity, you find freedom. So next time you feel like you're forcing it, pause, breathe, ask yourself, is this adding to me or emptying me? And if the answer is clear, be brave enough to step away, not to teach them a lesson, but to teach yourself one. You're allowed to leave spaces where you are no longer growing. 6. Hold back your availability. When you're always available, you become invisible. It's not about playing games. It's about knowing that access to you should mean something. If anyone can get your time anytime, if you're always just one text away, one call away, if you drop everything the moment someone reaches out, you stop being special. You start being expected. And what's expected is often taken for granted. You don't need to vanish. You don't need to be cold. You just need to protect your time like it's valuable, because it is. When you're building something, your peace, your goals, your purpose, you're not always available because you're busy becoming the man you're meant to be. And that sends a strong message. You're not here to entertain. You're not here to babysit insecurities. You're here to grow, to focus, to lead yourself. And here's the beauty of it. When you do show up, when you do make time, people feel the weight of your presence. It's no longer taken for granted. It's appreciated, because they know you could be anywhere else, but you chose to be here. That choice means more than constant presence ever could. So no, don't be cold. But don't be constantly available either. Make your time feel earned, not out of ego, but out of self-respect. Because when your time has value, you become more valuable too. 7. Live a life bigger than them. Stop making people the center of your universe. Stop orbiting around their moods, their attention, their approval, like your life depends on it. Because the more you shrink your world around someone else, the easier it becomes for them to forget your worth. Build your own world. One that's bigger than any one person. One built on your purpose, your growth, your passions. Get busy chasing your own fire. The kind of fire that lights you up. Not for show, not for likes, not to impress, but because it feels right inside your soul. Read books. Start projects. Take care of your body. Build something you're proud of. Heal from your past. Find peace in your present. When your life is full, you stop needing someone else to fill the empty space. You become magnetic without trying, because people are drawn to those who are moving forward. People follow the man who doesn't pause his journey just to be liked. They chase the one who's already running towards something greater. This isn't about becoming cold or distant. It's about becoming whole. And when you're whole, you no longer chase love. You attract it. Because now, they're not your purpose. They're a bonus. And the truth is, people feel the difference. They feel when you're centered. They feel when you're grounded. They feel when your life is so rich, so driven, so aligned. That being part of it feels like a privilege, not something you hand out freely. So build your life, not around them, but around who you're becoming. They won't forget the man who didn't orbit them, but instead became his own universe. 8. Say no without explaining. You don't owe everyone access to your time. You don't owe everyone a reason for your no. Sometimes no is enough. No apologies. No over-explaining. No guilt. We've been conditioned to believe that saying no makes us selfish. That setting a boundary means we're being cold or rude. But here's the truth. Boundaries are not walls. They're filters. They don't push people away. They protect your peace. and only let the right people in. The moment you feel like you have to explain yourself to be respected, you're already giving away your power. A confident man knows this. His yes means nothing if he can't also say no. Learn to say it calmly, firmly, without fear, and without dressing it up in 100 excuses. Because when you say no with strength, people listen. They may not always like it, but they'll respect it. And more importantly, you'll respect yourself. Every time you protect your energy, every time you guard your time, every time you choose peace over pleasing, you build quiet, unshakable confidence, and you train the world how to treat you. So say no when it's right. Say it without anger. Say it without shame. Not because you're hard to deal with, but because you finally realize you're not here to be available to everyone. You're here to be true to yourself. 9. Let people miss you. Sometimes the most powerful move isn't to speak, or explain, or prove your worth. It's to quietly step back. Not out of anger, not to punish anyone, but because your energy deserves to be protected. Let people miss you. Let your silence do the talking. Let your absence reveal what your presence was holding together. While you're gone, don't just wait. Work. Work on your mind. Work on your peace. Work on building the life that doesn't revolve around being noticed, but being fulfilled. Heal the parts of yourself you kept ignoring just to keep certain people around. Grow in the ways they never gave you space to. And when you come back, if you choose to, you'll see things clearer. You'll feel lighter. And one of two things will happen. They'll realize what they lost. They'll remember your value. And they'll approach you with new respect. Or they won't. And that too is a gift. Because now you know they were only there when your light was shining in their direction. Not because they truly saw you. Either way you win. Because now you're no longer dependent on their attention. You're focused on your alignment, not their approval. So disappear for a while. Let the noise fade. Let the dust settle. And watch what becomes clearer in the quiet. Remember, people don't miss what's always available. They miss what once brought value and chose to step away. Be that man. Not out of pride, but out of deep self-respect. 10. Lead yourself first. Before you expect anyone to value your presence, ask yourself, are you valuing your own? You can't demand respect from others. If you're constantly disrespecting your own time, neglecting your peace, or abandoning your goals to seek validation. The truth is simple. People treat you how you treat yourself. If you act like your time is cheap, they won't value it. If you constantly break your own boundaries, they will too. If you make others your entire world, they'll forget to make you part of theirs. So lead yourself first. Be your own anchor. Show up for your own goals in the hard days, the quiet days, the days no one is watching. Respect your mornings. Guard your energy. Protect your focus. Choose peace, not drama. Choose progress, not attention. Choose depth, not distraction. When you walk with discipline, when you stand tall even when no one's clapping, when you carry yourself with quiet purpose, people feel it. They sense that you're not chasing them, because you're already chasing something bigger, your own mission. And here's the powerful part. People mirror what you model. They watch you treat yourself like a priority, and then they start to treat you like one too. So, if you want to be valued, become the kind of person who values himself first. That's not arrogance. That's alignment. And it's how true self-respect begins. Stoicism isn't about pretending you don't feel anything. It's not about becoming cold or heartless or distant. It's about feeling deeply, but choosing not to be ruled by those feelings. It's about owning your emotions so they don't own you. Because the moment your peace depends on someone else, you've already handed them the power that was always meant to be yours. These 10 strategies aren't about controlling the people around you. They're about becoming a man who's in control of himself, his thoughts, his reactions, his energy, his path. And here's the truth most people miss. The more you control yourself, the more the world begins to take notice. People feel it in your tone, in your silence, in your calm. When you stop chasing approval, you stop shrinking yourself. And suddenly, you become the one they chase, the one they respect, the one they prioritize. Because the man who doesn't need to be chosen becomes the man worth choosing. Future. Stay calm when others are chaotic. Stay grounded when the world shakes. 1. Stay powerful but gentle. Strong but kind. Silent but deeply present. If something in this video hit you, if it felt like a reminder you've been needing, then don't just watch and walk away. Like this video, it tells us this message matters. Subscribe not just for content, but to join a brotherhood. One where we rise with stillness, not noise. Where we grow in character, not ego. We're not here to beg for attention. We're not here to play games for validation. We're here to build ourselves from the inside out. Men of value, men of wisdom, men of presence. Let's walk this path together, one quiet step at a time,